would now like to bring forward Professor Tina Zhang, who has joined us in the graduate business programs as a professor of finance this year. She has recently published in the area of venture capital and private equity, as well as on the role of Chinese state ownership and issues related to banking and crisis in China. Professor Zhang.
Thank you, Ray. And I believe people in this room have been affected by this crisis dramatically, including Chinese like I. My pension fund is dropping and my investment in China is shrinking. So no question, this is a global crisis. So I'd love to have a follow-up discussion to study this crisis from the perspective of China. Based on the lesson learned from China's 1998 financial crisis, I don't think nationalization of a banking system is a good idea. Okay, so back to the 1980s, China's banking system had been totally owned by the state owners, and these banking systems had very low productivity level. And in the crisis of 1998, and the government tried to liquidate the non-performing loans in these state-owned banks. The direct cost was 18% of GDP in 1999, and the follow-up restructuring cost was another 18% of GDP on 2002. And this restructuring process is still going on, so the cost never stops. So my point is that people are arguing to make a turn from the free market because it seems the current system does not work very well. But the real problem we are facing is that the current free market system, coupled with the underdeveloped institution and the lack of regulation, is not working very well. And we want our government need to make sure the financial industry are not run safely. But we do not want a post office seed bank. We do not want like an Amtrak-styled Bank of America. So this is my point. The nationalization might not be a good plan. And my second suggestion is that right now, the perfect storm of crisis it requires a global cooperation. China got hurt in today's crisis. For example, exports dropped significantly in the last 7 years because of the weakening of the demand of the United States. And this crisis is forcing China to develop its domestic market and to change from the previous low-cost manufacturing and to win the economy away from the export-led growth. China government is willing to adopt a very flexible exchange rate policy. But it does not mean that China government is willing to float the exchange rate right now, immediately, because of the fear of the dual crisis, which means the financial crisis and also exchange rate crisis. As mentioned by the Dr. Kamen before, the $1.7 trillion foreign reserve, exchange rate reserve suggests a heavy speculation money in China in anticipation of the Chinese yuan's devaluation. So that's why I think we need global cooperation. U.S. should offer help. For example, U.S. should help this emerging market to use the emerging currencies to create an emerging currency index and also to issue debt with the denominated emerging currencies. In addition to that, I think, personally, I feel U.S. should have a more open policy. For example, to facilitate technology exchange and also have a more friendly visa policy to foreign students, to welcome foreign students to get education in the United States. And those kind of policy will help to stimulate our economy and also to partially solve the heavy current account deficits. So in a summary, I'm proposing two suggestions here. First, my concern about the nationalization. Second, that's the international cooperation. The crisis, in a destructive manner, is forcing the world to adjust its unbalanced economic patterns. But on the other hand, the crisis in conductively to accumulative the economic restructuring. In this crisis, we have not been in the bottom yet, but hopefully we're going out soon with the next several years. Thank you.